What's up, y'all? And welcome back to Seton Hill Studios. Hope you're having an amazing day out there so far. Today, we got a special priority request coming in from Pamela. Pamela, thank you so much for your generosity and your continued support of the channel. We truly appreciate it more than we could ever express. We are back with the insanely talented Dan Vasc. We've seen Metal Dan, we've seen 24 Dans at once, but today we're checking out Italian Dan doing some opera with a cover of Time to Say Goodbye by Andrea Bocelli. This time he's got a featured artist with him named Rehn Stillnight, and I know if they're collabing with Dan, they're going to be killer. The whole performance is bound to be epic. I may not understand a word they say, because if this is Andrea Bocelli, it's probably in Italian. So forgive me, I'm just a Southern country boy. I don't speak Italian. But before we get into it, a few ways you guys can continue to support the channel. You can head on over to Patreon and become a member there. If that doesn't work for you, you can become a channel member right here on YouTube. Both of those are going to get you access to priority requests and plenty of other perks and features available to you. And then as always, with a one-time donation through Buy Me a Coffee, you can get a guaranteed priority request that either Steven or I will check out right here on the channel. Never expected, always appreciated. Again, Pamela, thank you so much for your donation for this video, but let's not delay. We got some Dan to see. Let's get into it. All right, folks, here we go. Dan Vasc featuring Rehn Stillnight with a cover of Andrea Bocelli's Time to Say Goodbye. All right, let's get into it. Maybe I'll understand a word or I can put together some stuff from context, but I don't know. I don't speak Italian, so here we go. I may not have much to offer for this one. Oh, I recognize that now that I hear it. So I have heard this before. I was wondering because I've heard some Andrea Bocelli stuff. My wife is super into this kind of stuff, and so she'll show me random things of just super talented people like Andrea Bocelli. And so I've definitely that melody there at the end, that I've heard that before. So that immediately was like, okay, I might know what's going on, but now I'm like 100% sure that this is in Italian. So it might get weird because I don't speak Italian. I'm not as cool as Dan. I don't speak 57 languages. Now I know before somebody says it in the comments, somebody probably knows the exact number of languages he speaks. I was just over-exaggerating to emphasize how talented he was. So don't feel like you have to correct me in the comments. All right, let's take it back. All right, this is going to be good. This is a really good song. I know they're about to crush this.
Sogno all'orizzonte, mancano le parole. Sì, lo so che non c'è luce in una stanza quando manca il sole. Se non ci sei tu con me su le finestre, mostra a tutti il mio cuore che hai acceso. Chiudi dentro me la luce che hai incontrato per strada.
So her voice is beautiful. It's so cool. Like she comes in with that first line, and I'm not even going to take a stab at what the instrument was that was playing the harmony part with her, or at least the rhythmic part with her. I don't know what it was. I honestly, I don't even know that I could guess correctly what it is. I'm sure somebody out there knows, but there was an instrument that was following exactly what she was doing rhythmically. And that was super cool because it was a lower pitched instrument and her voice is very high, obviously. But her voice is beautiful. I have no idea what she's saying. Like I said, this is in a language that's foreign to me. But it's still, it doesn't matter. Music, that's just the cool thing about music is you can appreciate the talent. You can appreciate the beauty of it, even when you do not even understand what's going on. I'm clueless to what she's saying. I'm sure the lyrics are beautiful. But yeah, her voice, incredible. And her eyes are so blue. Like as soon as she came on the screen, it's like her eyes are just like piercing, like staring right at you. And they were so blue. All right, let's take it back. It went to black. I don't know if they're about to shift. I don't really remember the exact how this duet works, so we'll just have to see. Keep it going.
Incontrato per strada. Time to say goodbye.
Hey, I understood that.
Paesi che non ho mai
And we're back.
attraversato con
Oh
te.
gosh. Woo.
Adesso sì rivivrò con te. Partirò su navi per mari che io lo so non esistono più.
Hey.
It's time to say goodbye.
Quando sei lontana sognando l'orizzonte mancano le parole e io sì lo so che sei con me, tu mia luna, tu sei qui con me, mio sole, tu sei qui con me, con me, con me, con me. Time to
So there's cool stuff going on here, even outside the music, and this is kind of like the genius of Dan Vasc. And I don't even know if they planned this, but obviously I don't think they did this together. They probably live in different countries and probably shot this separate. But the contrast in the video, right? So this is classic Dan, right? He does a lot of videos just against a black background. He's wearing a black shirt. Obviously he's got black hair, black facial hair, dark eyes, all things. So, but she has like red hair, piercing blue eyes. She's super fair skinned. So like when you, even in just the shift, and again, this has nothing to do with the music, just in the videography and the way that it was shot and pieced together, there's such a contrast in her and him that I'm sure later when they're singing parts together, they're both going to be on the screen at the same time. And that's such a cool contrast. Again, don't know if he did it on purpose. It seems like Dan's pretty intentional with what he does, so he very well may have done it on purpose. But stuff like that is super cool. And the way he's singing this, killer. He's got so much power in his voice, and he's low right now. I'm sure there's going to be some stuff up there coming up in what I guess you would call this chorus section with the only English words I understood. But when they get singing together, it's going to be killer. I don't have a ton of experience with classical music or opera. I've seen Phantom of the Opera. I think I told y'all that in the last video we did with when he was covering a song from there. My wife loves this stuff. She was a vocal major in college. She's a classically trained pianist and plays violin. My wife is an incredible musician and singer. I, on the other hand, grew up with like prog metal and old rock, stuff like that. We play weddings sometimes, my wife and I do, where I'll play like classical guitar or acoustic guitar and she'll play violin. And this is kind of embarrassing. I don't even know if I should say this on the internet. I'm just going to roast myself, actually. So there is a song. I don't even know who wrote it, but we were doing this for a wedding, and she hands me this music, and the song was called Pie Jesu, but I'm going to put it on the screen in post here. And I looked at it, and I was like, and I just exposed my sheltered southernness here, and I said, oh, forever to my shame, I said, who wrote a song called Pie Jesus? And my wife just looked at me like she was ready to divorce me off that. Like it was really bad. So now whenever I try to do anything and sound smart, she just gently reminds me, and she'll go, Pie Jesus, and just remind me how southern and dumb I am. But it's cool though. But that detracts from what we're doing here. That's just a funny aside. Let's get back into the actual talent, because I'm sure Dan doesn't pronounce it Pie Jesus.
Time to say goodbye.
His vibrato, man, so good.
Paesi che non ho mai venuto e vissuto con te. Adesso sì li vivrò con te. Partirò su navi per mari che io non so.
Such a cool melody. So here's exactly what I'm talking about. So this right here, when they came together, you know, and there's even more contrast. She's wearing dark clothes, but it's like, I don't know what that's called with all the jewels and stuff on the shirt. But again, super fair skin. You know, she's got bright lip makeup on, red hair, piercing blue eyes. And then you got, even she's got a black microphone. And then Dan's got a silver microphone. He's got a black shirt on. You know, he's got dark hair. So the contrast of the two of them just visually emphasizes the contrast of their voice, which I think is super cool. Again, could have been an accident, could have been on purpose, don't really know. Doesn't take away from it for me either way, how cool it is and visually striking it is that they have visual storytelling of the contrast of their voices on top of the vocal and musical contrast of it. So let's take it back because I interrupted. I know people get upset. So we'll take it back and we'll start it from there.
Con te io vivrò, con te partirò su navi per mari che io non so, non esistono più. Con te io vivrò, con te
So for starters, this is just incredible. Like their voices blend as I thought they would. They blend so well together. It's like they were meant to sing this song together, which is super cool because, you know, even if you're able to sing one part, it's not always that you can go out and you can find someone who really complements your voice and can make it happen. And they're absolutely crushing this. It's fantastic. Again, I don't really have much to offer in the way of like insight and analysis into this. This is more of me just kind of being in awe of it, honestly, because I just don't. Opera's not my wheelhouse. But again, like I said earlier, the cool thing about music is that it really just transcends really everything. Like I don't understand a word they're saying, but what the delivery and the melody and the music is just so beautiful and it's so impactful. I have no idea what's going on, and I'm still sitting over here with like goosebumps just because it's awesome. So that's music, man. Music, that's why I love it. That's why I love doing these reaction videos. It's why I love finding new artists. There's so many just crazy talented people out there, you know, like Dan. You know, Dan Vasc, he just, I don't even know, this is probably the 10th video of his, maybe even more that we've done on the channel. You guys love him so much, you just keep requesting him. And I don't mind because it's honestly, I enjoy it because I never know what I'm going to get when I pop it up. But every time that I leave the video, I'm like, he's even more talented than I thought. Even their vibrato was in sync there, man.
Hey, my friends, thank you very much for watching this video, and a big thank you to
You're
Rehn
welcome, Dan.
Stillnight for accepting singing with me. Make sure you go check her stuff. And this song is very special to me because it reminds me of my father a lot. We used to listened to Andrea Bocelli on the car all the time, and then he used to tell me stories about his Italian family, about how it reminded him of his mother singing in Italian, his grandmother cursing in Italian when she was mad at him. It's a very special song to me. I hope you enjoyed it. Here's a couple more videos for you to watch, and I'll see you again in a few days. Until then, have yourself an epic day.
Nice. Shoot. Hey, I know something about having Italian grandparents. So my grandfather actually mine and Steven's grandfather came over from Italy. His parents did. They came, and it's crazy. They came from Italy and they started like a tobacco farm here where we live, which is kind of wild. But yeah, I know about having Italian family. They can get kind of wild. Shoot, man, what a good performance, man. Like this, obviously, we're going to continue checking out Dan on the channel. She's definitely worth checking out as well. We may have to throw up some of her content because she's killer, man. Her voice, it blended so well with Dan, but you can obviously tell that she stands on her own as an incredible vocalist, an incredible artist. At the end there, when they held that long last note and their vibratos were just perfectly in sync, it was heavenly. Very, very, very good. This one, shoot, who knew? Italian opera Dan. You never know. You load up a video, it's like, what's he going to show us today? And you always leave like, man, he's even more talented than I thought. All right, folks. Dan Vasc, blowing our minds all over again. He always does it. You can always come into his videos just knowing it's going to be great. I'm not going to leave disappointed. I'm going to leave in a better mood and blown away. Rehn Stillnight, also incredible singer and vocalist. She blended so well with Dan. I want to check out more of her content. If there's any of you guys out there who are aware of her or have checked out her content, point me in the right direction because I'd love to check some stuff out. I know she's probably got some killer content out there. Again, Pamela, thank you so much for your donation that made this video happen. Never expected, but always appreciated. We're so grateful for your generosity. All right, y'all. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so every time we drop new content, you guys can be made aware. And as always, we'll see you on the next one.